Welcome back, everybody, to the Nevada Wolfpack Dynasty. Today we begin Pac-12 play for the first time here in this series as we face the 1-3 Colorado State to open this episode with another doubleheader episode here today. 3-1 in non-conference play, and every game has been kind of a close, high-scoring game. And, part of, what we're going through here in this series, and we're kind of tweaking this as we learn more about the game, we are going to be playing with some Dynasty settings and talking about the transfer portal. One of those settings here is this max transfers per team. I'm going to be moving this down to about 14 and then moving the transfer chance to about 30, 40, something like that. I'm going to do some test runs to see, how many players end up transferring there, but that's kind of what I've been seeing around on Reddit and in Operation Sports and seeing what works best for everybody. So we'll play with that as, this Dynasty goes on. Dillon Council has been great this year, and he's really snagged the starting job, in my opinion. I think that there is no doubt in my mind that he is the starting quarterback of this football team this year. But how about Micah Tease in the 4-game stretch that he has put on? Since the opener, where we did not, feature him, he has become the feature player in this entire offense. He's getting, RPOs, throws behind the line, throws deep, over the middle, intermediate. He can actually do it all. Damarr Tamm, we already know, 6'5", freshman, local kid. He's going to be a star in this series. I think one thing that we did take a step back in is probably tight end. Riley Langley has been good, but he is not necessarily a superstar tight end. I'm still looking for that player. Maybe he's on the roster right now and just not playing right now. We'll have to see. Our offensive line is playing actually really, really good. Only 3 sacks given up through the first 4 games, which is actually really good. And then defensively, I think that our pass rush is just going to benefit from blitzing a lot more, disguising coverages, doing stunts, things like that, and just really being a lot more versatile than just rushing 4. And I think that's what we're going to have to do in order to really slow down these offenses this year. I think our defense is definitely taking a step back from what it was a year ago. Quick recruiting update. Brian Culliver is our top prospect, but I'm not sure we will have a chance at him. So I'm just going to save those points, those hours, and remove him from the board. Even though we were third, I think right now it's time to give up on that. If we're third and it's close like that, it usually goes into a recruiting battle, which we'll probably be locked out of anyway. Robert Clapp then assumes the top prospect on our board, a well-rounded right tackle. I do really, really like what he can bring to the table. He's very, very well-rounded, like his archetype. Good run blocker, good pass blocker, very close to committing. So I'm going to keep that 50 points on him just to make sure he does commit. Josh Square is number 2 on the board. We have his visit scheduled for today. So he will be in the building to see us play Pac-12 play for the first time. Tucker Ricks is also very close. We are entering his top 3, and next stage will be the commitment stage. Bryce Flanagan is in the same boat, another well-rounded right tackle. I like getting these well-rounded guys, and like I said, with their transfer sliders, I do want to be able to redshirt them or sit them behind the veterans that we have right now with McKenna at left tackle, and I think we want to kind of let them sit back and learn before they get thrusted into the starting lineup. We did recruit a defensive tackle here out of Chandler, Arizona. His deal breaker is playing time A+. He's 6'4", 289. He is huge. And remember, on the defensive line, we have Amir Broussard, who is a junior this year. So I want to start preparing for the departure of him. And I think Ezekiel, as a 4-star prospect, could be the answer to, or maybe the heir apparent, I should say, to a guy like Broussard. Dwayne Traynor, a tight end, 6'4", a light tight end, 208 out of Vegas. He's interesting. I'm wondering, how he's going to develop or what his skill cap's going to look like as much of a receiving tight end. And he could be a receiver in himself at 208 pounds. So I decided to add some more tight ends down on the board like John Milley. He's 6'6", still light though, 221. He has an offer from Wyoming too. We are 4 right now in his rankings, but I'm going to just go after him pretty hard. I do want to have options at tight end just in case, one guy does end up flaming out. So we do end up simulating here after our bye week and getting to that official week 6. And we do get Robert Clapp to commit to the team. So I'm happy to get him on our roster. He is the first commitment. And then we will double down on tackle, and we will get Bryce Flanagan as well. So I'm really, really happy about that. Our first 2 commitments of this season end up being offensive linemen. We move up on John Millie's board up to number 2, and you see the race is really close. I think that Wyoming is not going that hard into him, and I think that we could end up taking this lead pretty soon. 81 speed, 87 acceleration. We have enough points to scout him fully, 78 catching. His route running does need work. He looks a lot like Dante Starling did coming into this roster, as Dante Starling right now is the backup tight end. So, the conference championship a year ago featured Colorado State and Oregon State. Colorado State is not having the year they had last year, but they won the Pac-12 a year ago, defeating Oregon State in a blowout, actually, 35-16. So this is actually an interesting game for us. We can't take any game lightly here in the Pac-12 because this is a new conference, new competition. Yes, they came from the Mountain West. We played them before in the Mountain West Conference, but this is looking like a different all-around team. They have a decent running back in Chris Kruger. They have a decent quarterback in AJ Sarace. And this is going to be a team that's going to fight once again, as they know what the championship tastes like. They will be looking to get back there this season as well. So we really can't take any team lightly. But let's get this game underway as we begin Pac-12 play at home. Here we go. Let's get it underway as we will receive the opening kickoff. And here is Micah Tease coming off of a great 3-game stretch, creeping up on that Heisman list already. It's been quite fun. So here is Dillon Council for the first play of the game. Here is a short throw out to the right side. This is David Lacouture, and he picks up a gain of about 6 yards. Lacouture is interesting because he has been off to a slow start this year. He's definitely going to have a good game today in order to keep his starting job. That is something to look out for. His backup, David Paul, checks into the game now for a 3rd and short, and Paul fights forward and finds the hole for a gain of 6. Paul is going to start to get some more playing time here this year. Here's a fake on a jet sweep over to Micah Tease, and we throw it to him, and he has about a gain of 8. Breaking a tackle right there on the sideline. Close to the 48 now. Here is Council. It's a 3rd and 2 this time. Oh, the play action fake works to perfection. Here's a throw, and that one, looking for Langley, didn't even go up and get it. So we line up here on a 4th and 2. We bring in our power back of the 2 backs, David Paul, and he fights forward. He needed 2, and he barely got 2 on that run. Paul stays in the game now. Here is Council throwing out to him on the sideline. It's not really his game, but he does catch it on the sideline for a 1st down. Back to the ground game this time. Paul showing some patience, breaking a tackle, and he picks up a gain of 14 yards. That's something that, David Lacouture has to add to his game, that ability to break some tackles. Play action fake, though, and Council will go down. Darius Washington gets there for the sack. It's now a 2nd and 16. Here's a throw to left side. This one's caught. It's Riley Langley. He's going to score. It's a touchdown for the offense. And Riley Langley with the nice Colorado, or they call it a whip route. That's a great route there by Langley, and it's a touchdown to open this game. Nevada up by 7 here. Here is a handoff, this time to number 29, Chris Kruger, for a 1st down. 3rd and 8 now. We send pressure from the nickel, and they get rid of it quickly to left side. That's going to be Raiden Vines Bright down the sideline, across the 50, all the way to the 32-yard line. That's a gain of 40. Off of a pass that went 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. So here is a handoff this time to Chris Kruger, and he gets tackled right at the 1st down marker. That's going to be number 26 on the tackle, Jackson Barton. But here is Kruger picking up the 1st down and a little bit more, and he will get inside the 15. Back to him on the ground game. He breaks a tackle, fights forward as he gets tackled at about the 6. Our defense is backed up here, and this has been quite an issue so far this year. Here is a quarterback sneak, and Changez will get there. And it is now a 1st and goal. So at the 2, they choose to run the read option, and Changez will break the tackle for the touchdown. And A.J. Changez puts together a nice drive as he is going into year 2 as a starter here at Colorado State. And it's a tie ball game. Here we are back on offense. There is Darius Whitehead off to the races down the sideline to start the next drive. He gets thrown down to the ground at about the 32, or no, that's the 27-yard line. Whitehead is such a great receiver running routes. He's much like Micah Tease is right now, but he's just a backup. Here's a throw to the right side. Here's Tease open. Look at the separation Tease creates. It's goal to go. He gets tackled at the 1. Now we bring in David Lacouture into the game. We're going to hand it to him, and he breaks the tackle. He's in for the touchdown. And a nice drive here put together by Nevada. And it is now 14-7. So still here in the first quarter. As here is a play action fake here by Changez. A broken tackle trying to get to him, and eventually he goes down. Number 31 got to him. That's Jabari Edehegbu, the freshman Sam linebacker. Here's a throw out to the right side. That is going to be a catch. Only a gain of 3 for this offense. And it brings it to a 3rd and 15. A.J. Changez looks like he's changing the play. We send some pressure from the linebacker. Changez dumps it short to Kruger. Kruger breaks a tackle and somehow gets to the first down. You've got to be kidding me. Coach Marlon Yarbrough is irate on the sideline after that one. Kruger breaks another tackle, and the tackling by this Nevada defense is seemingly becoming a problem as Kruger is getting what he wants. Play action, A.J. Changez throws across the middle. This one's going to be caught, and it's another first down by this offense. Raiden Vines Bright for the first down. Changez throws to the end zone. It's Vines Bright again. It's a touchdown, and Colorado State has seemingly marched down the field very easily on these last couple of drives. So here we go, about 6 minutes to go before halftime. There's a throw to the right side. It's Micah Tease again. And a nice throw by Dillon Council. I can tell the offense, the passing game is not the issue of this team. We are moving the ball, throwing the ball well. Dillon Council has been amazing when given a clean pocket. Here's a nice throw out to the left side. It's Mike Bandy in the game, and he picks up a gain of 8. Don't forget about Mike Bandy. He is still very capable. Lacouture runs in motion this time. We hand it to him. And it's a loss of maybe a half yard, and Lacouture is going to be shaken up on this play. In comes number 25, Shaq Shaw. We're going to allow him to go for it on the 4th and 2. And Council gets hit on that throw, and it's incomplete. And Colorado State has an opportunity to take the lead now. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Here is A.J. Changez now. He fakes it to Kruger and just pitches it out to him. And once again, Kruger breaks another tackle and picks up an extra 5 or so yards for a first down. Back to Kruger. They might as well just keep giving it to him. He's inside the 10. Only 51 yards rushing. It seemed like a whole lot more to this point. Finally, a tackle in the backfield. That's Edehegbu for a tackle for loss that time. And now 3rd and goal at the 8. Here is Changez throwing across the middle. Incomplete this time. And we do come up with a small win. We get Colorado State to settle for 3. This 1-3 football team is playing much better than 1-3. There's a nice throw to Damarr Tamm across the middle. It's a first down. Council now in the pocket, waiting for the route to clear out, and he does find Mike Bandy open again for a first down. Bandy is playing really good football in these last game and a half. He has gotten some playing time. Here is David Lacouture with the biggest hole of the game and his biggest run. That's a gain of 15 yards for him. Back to the ground game this time with Shaq Shaw, and he loses about a yard, maybe 2 on that one, as a freshman remains in the game at running back. It's 4th and 6. We're going to allow him to go for it here. Maybe not the smartest call, but we get it completed to Riley Langley, and that's a first down inside the 10. This drive continues. Here is Council now handing it off to Lacouture, And he has stood up for maybe a gain of 1. 3rd and goal now. Here they send pressure. Council throws across the middle. It's Micah Tease again. It's a touchdown. And as long as Tease can stay healthy, he's going to be quite the weapon in this offense this season. And we take the 4-point lead here. 1:15 to go before halftime, though. A lot of possessions here for both teams. But here is Kruger, another big run. Tackle at about the 45-yard line. It's Armstead, and he picks up a first down. 1st and 10, a play-action fake. Good fake there by Surace. He's going to roll this to the left side and take off, and he gets pushed out of bounds. Marquise Rahman there. That helps out their offense. They have no timeouts remaining. 52 seconds ago, A.J. Surace this time falls forward. And he does run the hurry-up offense here. About 45 seconds to go here in this first half. We send 6 on the blitz. Here's a throw to the right side, and it is caught right in front of Tyler Armstead. They do get it into field goal range, so they will not waste any time spiking the football. And here is a player coming off of the edge trying to block the kick, and we cannot. And Colorado State knocks it through, and it's going to be a 1-point lead going into halftime. So now we're into the 3rd quarter. Here's a draw play this time going to David Lacouture, and when given the holes, Lacouture has been pretty decent today, but still only 9 for 36 yards. Here is Council, though, on the play action. He's under pressure, and Jace Gilbert goes around the edge unblocked. It's 3rd and long. This time they send pressure from the nickel. Here's a throw to Tease in traffic, and it's just knocked to the ground. And now Colorado State has possession now with a chance to take the lead. Little RPO this time over to left side. That is a catch and a nice run. That is going to be a first down here for Jackson Cook. At the 39-yard line, it's now a 3rd and 10 for Surace and this Colorado State offense. It's going to run a receiver in motion. To play action to Kruger. They dump it off short to him. It's a screen. He breaks one tackle, breaks another, but cannot get away from Marquise Rahman. And Rahman, the redshirt freshman, has been playing some good football so far this year. Play action fake here for Council. Winding up and throwing this one deep. It's tipped in the air and intercepted. Looking for Micah Tease, and this was a walk-in touchdown. If this throw is on the money, if we just have the time, Tease is going to run wide open across the middle of the field. Instead, he's hit on the throw, and it ends up falling way short. But, man, that was as beautiful of an open route as you can get. Just needed the time. But here is Surace now with this offense. Here he's going to throw across the middle. This one's going to be dropped. Isaiah Kroll there went up for the catch, but could not come down with it. And they will settle for a very long field goal from 50+, and it's knocked through. So here we go. Dillon Council now down by 2 in the 3rd quarter. A chance to take the lead here. Council gets hit on this throw. He's got a man deep. It's Micah Tease. It's a touchdown. First play from scrimmage on that drive, and he just throws an absolute dime. Getting hit on the throw as well, and Tease with the linebacker on him. That was just an easy read right there, and Tease just blows right past him. Well, the lead is back in our hands here, 28-23, and here is a throw to the right side, and that is going to be a gain of 11. Larry Tuilolo is shaken up on that play. A.J. Surace now with Kruger. You got to think they're going to go to him here. No, it's a little RPO over to left side, and that's going to be caught by Raiden Vines-Bright. Breaking a tackle, breaking another one. He's going to break free, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. And Vines-Bright will score. 2 missed tackles that time, and that's supposed to be the last line of defense right there. Number 25, Brooklyn Cheek, the transfer from Wyoming. So here is Micah Tease now getting our next drive started with a quick RPO to the right side, and that is a first down. Another RPO over to Tease. He makes a man miss, and that's what he does well. He's got 99 agility. That is one of the things that I'm going to be remembering when I start to upgrade players that are similar to him. Here is Shaq Shaw showing some power, and he picks up a gain of 10. That's just the element of the game that I want David Lacouture to improve at, but He's just not been able to break tackles like you can see here. Here is even Micah Tease. Micah Tease is a smaller receiver, only 5'10", pretty light as well. Inside the 10 to start the fourth quarter now. Here is Council throwing to left side to the end zone on a 3rd and 8. It's incomplete. We will settle for the field goal here. Here is Darren Bortles, who has struggled kicking field goals through his first 2 years. And that one is knocked through. So 31 up here in the fourth quarter. Here is a nice RPO over to left side to get this drive going for Colorado State. And it's a first down for the offense. AJ Serace has not made any mistakes today, it seems like. Here's a read option. He keeps it. He's down the left sideline, breaking a tackle even inside the 20, and he's not even that athletic. It's a first down for Serace. Back to the ground game this time. It's going to be Kruger, and he finds some space, and it's a touchdown. Another big run here for Colorado State on this drive, and this one results in 6, and Colorado State will take the lead. 38 points put up on this defense. Something has to change here. And then to start our next drive, Dillon Council is also shaken up with some wear and tear. So we got to watch it here in the pocket. We can't take many hits. Here is Council now. Quick throw. That's caught by Mike Bandy. He's open for the first down. Quick read. That's an easy one as well. Niles Daniel actually does have to come in the game here as Council is shaken up a little bit, and that one's almost intercepted at the line by Willis McGahee IV, who was there for the pressure. So Niles Daniel in the game. Here is he throws deep off his back foot looking for Damarr Tamm. The pressure was right in his face, and we're going to have to punt that one away. I hate putting this game in the hands of our defense, but we're going to have to do it. There is a carry to the left side. It's Kruger for a gain of 1. Amir Broussard was at least there to get in his way. It's now 3rd and 7. Here is AJ Serace throwing to an open Vines Bright again. And it's a first down for this offense. AJ Serace now throwing across the middle. He's got his tight end, Rory Callahan, breaking a tackle. Tackled by Larry Swain, who saves the touchdown. And it's now 1st and goal at the 4. Vines Bright running in motion. Here's a screen pass set up, and that's a touchdown. It's Kruger. A major block that time by their offensive line. And once again, Colorado State scores. It's a 2-score lead here for Colorado State. It's here is Mike Bandy starting it out with a nice catch for a gain of 7. But Niles Daniel is in the game. I think that Dillon Council is that shaken up that he's taken a lot of hits today. But here's a throw on the run. It's Damarr Tamm who's got it across the 50. We got to hurry it up to the line. So once again, Daniels from the shotgun. Daniel throws short. This one to Riley Langley, who cannot hang on, and now he is shaken up on the play. It's a 3rd and 13 now. Here is Daniel throwing, and the pressure gets to him, and he falls to the ground. It's 4th and 13. This is the game right here. Our starting quarterback on the bench, 4th and long. Here's a throw deep, looking for Darius Whitehead, and it's knocked to the ground. 48-31 as Colorado State gets another field goal, but the defense has just been atrocious today. Here is Mike Bandy getting some playing time, and he's shaken up. Oh, my goodness. This game is turning into a disaster to open Pac-12 play. Here is Daniel now throwing deep on a 2nd and 1. It's intercepted by the defense. And Colorado State, the reigning Pac-12 champions, 1-3 on the season, will defeat Nevada on the road. As bad of a loss as you can get here to start Pac-12 play. 594 total yards of offense for Colorado State. Even though we had 531, our defense couldn't do anything to stop this offense today. They ran the ball like crazy. They threw the ball all over the yard. This was just an ugly performance by our defense. Dillon Council is playing as good as you can at this point. Even the interception was a play where he got hit. It wasn't even a bad throw. It was just the fact that the pressure was there. He was trying to buy time. David LaCouture, I'm just not sure. The thing with LaCouture is that he had 10 carries for 46 yards. That's not a bad day. 4.6 yards per carry. It's just the extra stuff. When we need those extra yards, he just doesn't seem to fight for them. That's the one thing. Like, he does not break tackles. He does not spin off of tackles. He does not fight for extra yardage. It's just kind of what he is. And our defense, I don't know if this was just like a terrible game or our defense is just bad. I think our defense is just worse than what it was a year ago, and this is kind of what we're going to have to live with this year. We're going to try some things out to make some changes, but our defense is just not going to play good football this year, in my opinion, and we're going up against much better competition in the Pac-12 this year. I think that's also a major difference playing into it. We have given up 168 points, and we've scored 140. With all the offense that we've had this year, we have one of the worst scoring offenses in the conference at this point. That's saying something. So we just need to make a change on both offense and defense. And I think that the first step is going to be cutting back on David LaCouture's playing time. I just don't know if I can trust him to take the bulk of the carries at this point. Even if games I give him 10 carries, I'm expecting him to break one off. Maybe not a very long run, but I need some 10 plus, 20 plus carries. And he doesn't have any 20 plus carries this year. So David Paul is going to get some more carries going forward. I'm still going to start David LaCouture for this next game. We are playing Washington State, but David Paul is going to be on the field very early. And I'm going to make sure to get him some playing time, get him into rhythm, and possibly be moving on from David LaCouture as a starting running back. I've seen enough. 1.5 years as a starter. I think we need something different. So to add to that, I'm going to be looking for running backs here in the prospect high school list. Now, I've said this before, and how I do recruiting is that I only go after players in the recommended tab because I assume those are guys that our scouts found. So I will go after any guys in that list. So Fabian Brisker is out of Bradenton, Florida. 6'1", 207. He is an east-west playmaker archetype, and right away I get to scout him, and he has 91 speed and 92 acceleration, 89 change of direction, which is actually, I believe, what David LaCouture is at right at this current moment. I need a shifty back that's going to break off some runs and break off some long gains, and I get this player as a true freshman potentially. I'm going to go after him very hard. Fabian Brisker is going to ascend the house, and we're going to move him to the top because I think right now running back is our number one need now that we have 2 commitments at tackle. I think that that's going to be a big need for us going forward. So now let's get into this next game of this doubleheader. It's Washington State. Another 1-win team. They are 1-5, 0-2 in conference play. They are by far the worst team in our conference, so we need to come away with a nice victory here. Their starting quarterback is Ryan Staub. Now, Ryan Staub is interesting. The backup quarterback to Shedeur Sanders for 2 years, and then he backed up whoever was at Colorado the last 2 years in this series. So he's been a backup for now 4 years and finally gets his chance to start for Washington State. So let's get into some quick highlights. Here on the opening drive, there is Larry Tuilolo getting to Staub early on and getting a sack. Like I said, we're going to start to send more of these blitzes this year. Here is David Paul at running back. I really wanted to get him going early on in this game, get him some confidence, and as you can see, he is very, very energized as a running back. He hits the ball whole hard. He breaks tackles. There is one right there getting inside the 10. And here is LaCouture checking back in. He's going to come off the bench now, and he will actually score. It's a 7-yard rush here for LaCouture, and he gets us on the board here at Washington State. But back to David Paul. Here are the runs that he's had early on in this first half. You can even see he's plowing through tackles, falling forward. LaCouture really wasn't doing that, but he does check in here for a 4th and goal. And here's a throw to LaCouture, and this is the part of the game that he's going to have to really be good at, because if he can't catch the ball in those situations, what is he really going to be good at? But here is Washington State with Staub throwing a nice screen pass over to his receiver, and that is a touchdown for Washington State to Telly Johnson Jr. And he will score, and Washington State is on the board now. Under 2 minutes to go here at halftime. Here's a nice throw to left side, and that's caught by Mike Bandy for the touchdown. Mike Bandy getting some playing time now, and I think it's the Mike Bandy show here in this Nevada series. Mike Bandy has been really good. I was very excited for him to commit to the team a year ago. He did not get the dev trait upgrade I was hoping for, but he's been really, really good for us, and I think he's just earning more and more playing time as his season goes on. But here is Staub, though, before halftime, finding his receiver, Leo Piolasi. I don't know how to say his name. Piolasi for a touchdown. And he ties this ball game up going into halftime. So here in the second half, here is our offense now, trying to reel our team back into this one. And I don't mean back into it as we're losing, but just trying to get some momentum going. Here's a quick throw. It's Bandy again. All you got to do is feed Mike Bandy when things get bad. And it seems like he always shows up when his name's called. Here is David Paul, though, getting into the end zone, and he will score. And I'm happy to get him on the board because I think that he's showing me some things in this one that I have not seen from David LaCouture. And to the fourth quarter now, it's 21-21. Here is David Paul, though, still being that bell cow. He picks up a gain of 10 on that one. With that carry, he's over 100 yards. Here's a nice cut back into the hole, and David Paul just fighting forward. 20 carries in this one for Paul at 137 at this point. Under 6 minutes to go. Here is LaCouture, and he has a chance to score here, and he does. And LaCouture will score twice today, even in a reduced role. It's 28-21. Now one last heave here for Washington State at the end of this game. It's caught, but the time will run out, and Nevada barely defeats one-win Washington State. Wow, just crazy. I mean, I don't know what to say about this team. Every game has been close, and I think that one thing with this offense is that I think that now it's time for a change. I've seen enough from David Paul. 6.8 yards per carry. Granted, it was against Washington State, but 36 yards after contact. That is really what I'm valuing from what we see from Paul. There's just a big difference in the production from both of those. Even though LaCouture took advantage today and scored twice, it was often because the defense was kind of tired out, and David Paul kind of wore down the defensive line, and it kind of freed up those holes. So I think going to the next episode, that's probably the change we are going to make. But we go 1-1 to start Pac-12 play. We still have to play UCLA, Boise State, UNLV. We still have some tough games coming up, and it's just getting started here in conference play. So I'm excited to see what we're going to be doing here in Pac-12 play. Is our defense going to improve? But I think the story is going to be the starting debut of David Paul at running back. I think this is time. This is the time to make the switch. We're about halfway through the season, and now Pac-12 play is fully underway. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think of this team and this running back change. We'll be back for more next time. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.